Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esoteric Atlanta, and of course, for today, Esoteric Australia, because it is that time of the month again where we look forward into the forecast of the upcoming month, which is October 2025. And Teymara, I swear to God, you hit the nail on the head when it came to September, because what a month that was for us.
Yeah. And I can remember I said something like that there would be this like boom, like a boom, yeah. And I remember
that
saying
on the 10th, didn't we?
It was, yeah, toward the end, like getting toward the end of September, there would be this boom, that would actually happen. But it's, like, me, I just tell you what I get through.
Yeah.
And I don't go, oh, edit this or edit that. Nah. If I get it through, I get it through, and that's what I do. And people go, oh, well, but I do remember the boom. I remember that for September, but the rest of it, I don't remember. Oh,
okay, you've see that?
Boom, right.
27th, which we're filming on the 26th. So, I mean, yeah, and we were just chatting offline. I'm looking at Fired Up we had for the 9th and the 10th, which obviously we know what happened on the 10th. I have just hang on to your hats coming for this past weekend, you said, which is where we had, I think a lot of people were complete, as we were talking offline, and as I talked to my video yesterday, on the 21st, we had the solar eclipse, which is when we saw that crazy memorial. I told you tomorrow, I was telling you, we were up in the mountains. I didn't have cell phone access or internet. So we saw the part of the memorial service and changed it. But I thought we were the only ones that had this weird visceral reaction until we got off the mountain and my phone started to blow up with messages from other people being like, what was that? And so I think that's holding onto your hats, that shock of actually seeing what I'm now calling a black mass. That was
I think the thing is that, as I'm always saying to people, said from the time that that we first connected, the most important thing that we all have is that connection to God, which is our gut feeling. Yeah. And whatever this was all about, whatever, everything happens for a reason. And it was right, we have got to get as many people as possible connected to Jesus and God.
Do you know what's interesting? I noticed for the 20th and 21st in my notes, you had actually said the 20th and the 21st was going to be good versus evil. I have it right here. I just noticed it in my notes. I'd written and put an arrow to the 20th and 21st. Because, y'all, tomorrow you have to show notes. I have to make notes on the side and draw to the date. Yeah, you had said good versus evil for the 20th and the 21st.
Oh my God. See, I don't know. I just say, I just...
Wait, I take notes. I take notes.
Yeah. So, but I always look at everything, and if there was something that was evil, it was inverted.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that we should all be so thankful for. It was inverted, and all over the planet. I mean, we had people here that were doing things for Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
We had somebody in Sydney, and it was actually made mainstream media in America. This guy here in Sydney. It's everywhere, all over the world. So this is about the coming to God. This is about the evil that they've tried to get away with. It ain't working.
Well, now I love that people are saying I am Charlie because I listened to a lot of after the incident on the 10th. I went back and listened to a lot of Charlie's videos, and Charlie's was very moderate. He had his own religious beliefs, but he was very much against the theocracy. He wanted church and state to be separate. He wanted people to have freedom of speech. Just very much a constitutionalist.
Absolutely.
Most people are that way. Most people around the world are very moderate. They're very loving people, but they know that they don't want the government to be too involved in our lives. And I will say, we were coming down off the mountain. We passed a lot of vigil services where people were holding candles and flags were raising. So I think when what happened on the 10th, it affected so many people because we are him. We are Charlie. We are just normal people who just want our country to be free all over the world. People just want the country to be free, want the government to back off, let people live, stop trying to take our children, stop trying to indoctrinate our children, let people be, stop trying to create this like race war, like just let people be. And
but if you look at this and you look at what this has created all over the world, and it's happened in the month of September. And, like when I looked at the diary and I looked for October and I went, oh, God, we're going to have to do the end of September. Bryce, are you available Friday night? Right? Because otherwise next Friday it's like we're actually into October. So let's do something toward the end of September so that we can also, so I can also give support, and we can give support to people out there for the end of September. But the thing is, as I said, September is a month of endings in a year of endings. So this was about, this stuff had to end. It had to end, all of these endings. And now we've got James Comey, and I'll get into my predictions just in a minute. But I just wanted to say, I said to Bryce, I said, oh, Comey is, that he's actually is being indicted today, And she didn't know, but I said, we knew that early this morning that came up here with Letitia James.
And I'm going to pull this up tomorrow because for the Americans right now, it is 6:21 in the morning, Friday morning. So this is not, and this was updated 6 hours ago. So obviously, by the time this airs, you guys will have already gotten the news. But I just wanted to point out, when Teymara says that James Comey was indicted, y'all, this is on CNN too. So this is not, to anybody who's watching this that hasn't heard the news, this is not some conspiracy theory.
Not fake.
It's not fake. Here it is. He's been indicted. For the people who are not from the United States, I'm sure it's very similar in other countries, maybe even in Australia. What does indicted mean? It means that he's been indicted by a federal grand jury. So what that means is when the prosecutor has charges, they bring it before a selected jury of your peers. You get called in for jury duty. They present the evidence to you. And if the jury unanimously believes that you have enough evidence to file charges, that's when charges are filed. So a grand jury has already said that they believe the prosecutor has enough evidence to file charges. So now that he's been indicted, there will now be an arrest. Right? When you're indicted on something, there's going to be an arrest. And then it will go through another trial. So this is a big deal, you guys. This is a big deal. And for those who don't know, James Comey used to be head of the FBI? Yeah, FBI director under Obama. He was appointed under Obama.
That's right. So, it's all starting to come down because a U.S. attorney, Eric Seabour, he was actually forced out of his position last week because he refused to prosecute them, Letitia James as well as James Comey. So he was forced out of his position last week. Yeah.
Good, because politicians work for the people. So if the people have indicted someone, they have to do it.
That's right. Yep. So Trump and his team, that was it. They're out. All right, October. So what is it? New beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. Okay. Now, so we've got the month of new beginnings. So this is going, right, everything that is no longer relevant, if it hasn't already been gone, it's going to go. It's going to go in October. Now, the thing is that on the 23rd of September, you have a changeover of your seasons in America different to Australia. So the 1st of September here was spring. We started spring, right? You do not, your fall, so we would look at your fall being the 1st of September. No, your fall didn't start until the 23rd.
Yeah, till the
Okay.
equinox. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, you know that like the only prophet that I really like listened to and have followed for yonks, is just the most amazing guy. And he came out with a lot. He's brought out a lot of information and has said it way back before he died. And his name is Kim Clement. And Kim Clement said that September was going to be a very important month. Yeah. Now I just heard that 2 days ago. Because I don't follow, but it's like I have listened to Kim Clement, and I remember Kim Clement saying way back that a man will go into the White House and he will be like a trumpet. He will be a trumpet, yeah, and he will not enter the White House as a praying man, but he will become a praying man in the White House.
Interesting.
Yeah, but a trumpet. 2015, I think that was, he said that back then. Yeah. So we've got a lot that is going to be taking place here in October, and I will slot in the information that I've also got from him in regard to what is going to be occurring. So let me just do mine and then we'll get into the other. Okay. So new beginnings in a year of endings. This is a time where there will be a wiping the slate clean. And this is all over the world, the wiping of the slate. Time to wipe the slate clean. So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so we've got, it's really important from the 1st until the 22nd to try to keep yourselves in as much balance as possible. Balance and as much harmony. These are the people, this is humanity, keeping that, trying to keep that in balance. But after the 23rd, forget about it, right? It's going to be on for young and old. Now, we start the month we start with the meaning. And the meaning of the start of the month will be business. So it's like, right, we mean business. Okay. Like, who's saying this? Who's doing this? Like, I don't know, but that's what it says. On the 2nd and the 3rd, I got humanity will arise. So arise, humanity. Arise, people. Come on. Get up. Like, get up. Arise, humanity. Yep. Okay. You're not here to be controlled. You are not here to be manipulated. But you have been controlled and you have been manipulated. But you have been controlled and manipulated through being programmed to be that way. So it's not normal for us to be controlled and manipulated. We have been so programmed, and they said to me, they have been just so precise in regard to how they've done absolutely everything. Now, then they've jumped to the 7th of October and they're saying, right, get ready because things will fire up around that date. And then we have
too.
Pardon?
That's the full moon too.
Oh, okay, cool. And then there's a whole lot of new plans that will then be put into place on the 9th. So from the 9th through until the 13th, it's these new plans. The new plans being drawn up, the new plans being put into place, the new plans, and it's like I get that they were saying, right now we can move to that next level. So they've been doing things in steps. Yep, right, we're going to do this, right, that's done. Okay, now that's done. Now then we're coming up to here, right? So now the 7th, things are going to fire up, and then it will stay up with that fired up energy until they get to the 9th, when new plans are going to be put into place. And then that is going to play out right through until the 13th. Now, will these new plans be visual for us? I don't know. The majority of the time, the plans are being put into place behind the scenes, because it's not safe to do it out in the open where humanity can see. So, it's like Donald Trump said, like we're not putting out there what it is that we're going to do, because that's going to give our enemy the information. Yeah? No, we don't do that. It's like we keep things like very much under, like underneath, hidden away back, so, and just present what it is that they feel is needed to be presented in order to keep people still trusting the plan. Oh, look at that, new plans, right? And it's to keep people trusting the plan. Okay, just you got to trust the plan. They know what they're doing. Okay, now then we get to the 13th, and they said to me that emotions will rule with fire. Okay, emotions will rule. Okay, emotions will rule is water. Water are emotions. So emotions will rule with fire, putting the emotions out on the 15th and the 16th. So we've got the 13th and we've got the 14th. The emotions will rule, but on the 15th and the 16th, fire energy comes in and it will put the emotions out. So it's like, right, put the emotions to one side and think logically. Go, just be in your critical thought processes and listen and trust your gut feelings. Okay. Then we come up to the 17th and the 18th. All right, okay. This is interesting, because the 17th and the 18th, what's here is plans being pushed ahead. So the new plans, the 9th until the 13th, are being put into place, but the 17th and the 18th, plans will be pushed ahead. Okay. So 17, 18, and then that's also applying to the 19th. Now on the 20th and the 21st, just try to bring as much balance into your life as possible over those 2 days, the 20th and the 21st. Oh God. Okay, so then we step into the 22nd and the 23rd, and what is here is look out, because intensity will rule the day. Okay. All right. So that's the 22nd, 23rd, and then you'll have an overlap of that on the 24th. But then we go to the 25th and the 26th, and it says, okay, here we go. Fire will return in all of its forms. In all of its forms. So we look at fire, we look at fire energy, we look at fires, we look at the firing of, we're looking at people being fired up. Okay, 25th, 26th. Okay, now this was interesting. because then it said on the 27th and the 28th, those who are meant to rule will take their rightful places, and those who stole those places will fall from grace. This is so exciting, Bryce. Okay. That for me, I went like, ooh, okay, that's interesting. So those who are meant to rule will take their rightful places, and those who stole those places will fall from grace. So, humanity, it's your turn on the 29th and the 30th. So that's when we need to come like more together. And from what I can gather from this, with whatever happens around that 27th, 28th, with those that are meant to rule, here you are, those that stole and were ruling from, because it was stolen, it's not their rightful places, will fall from grace, which will then see humanity becoming stronger, like coming together a lot stronger. So that's the 29th and the 30th. Then on the 31st, religions will go their separate ways. So that's really, really interesting, because you know, like as Trump was saying, oh my God, it's like his speech to the UN.
I've not seen that, but I heard about it.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh my God, Bryce.
Yeah.
It is the most it was amazing. And okay, now get on with your prediction and then talk about it. Okay, yep, okay, cool. Okay, all right. Okay, so on the 31st, so religions will go their separate ways. And it means you go back to your country and you can practice your religion there, but we don't want your religion in our country, because that's not what our country is all about. But we respect your religion, but go do it in your own country. So I sort of feel toward the end of October, a lot of people will be going back to their own homelands, yeah, and they're going to be given an opportunity to go, but if they don't go, they're going to be forced. Okay, but like things will, it's like no, like enough is enough.
Oh, that reminds me of something I got to tell you. I'm gonna write myself a note about that.
Okay, cool. Now you've got to keep your thinking very, very balanced from the 1st until the 6th. They said this is really important. Okay, balanced thinking. The sting of the scorpion will arise on the 7th and will stay until the 28th. That's interesting. So I tend to look at I tend to look at Trump as having the sting of the scorpion, but he does it in such a way that people don't even realize that they've been stung.
Right.
Yep. Okay. So, but the sting of the scorpion will arise. The 29th to the 31st, fire will sit behind all communication. All right. So this is for all of you guys out there. So you just be aware around that 29th, 31st, just watch it, because, you know, there could be like big arguments, like a lot of stuff that comes up. Okay. Critical thinking will be covering all forms of relationships all month. Interesting. Yeah. So learning to accept other people the way that they are instead of trying to make them be the way that you want them to be will be very, very important. like during that period of time. There will be better balance. So that critical thinking, it's all month, but it tends to be a lot stronger, like from the 1st until the 13th. And then around the 14th, it starts to there's better balance around relationships. It's talking about intensity will sit behind directions. Intensity will sit behind directions that people will take or that people are being forced to take. Okay. They're saying things being struck out of the blue. So disassembling so much we thought was okay, so much that we thought was solid. So things are being struck out of the blue, which will be disassembling so much we thought in the world was solid and couldn't be broken apart. Then it says religions being pulled apart. Anything not of God will start to disintegrate. Okay, there's that. Do you have any questions? Right.
Well, interesting you said religions go their separate ways. So Alicia sent me this yesterday and I looked into it. I think also, and you're saying that things that aren't true are going to like dissolve.
Yep.
So here in the United States, we have separation of church and state, right? Because everybody has the freedom of their own religion. So we're supposed to keep religion out of the government and just let people. Well, they have been doing this thing where they're sending all these Bibles to all these schools to teach the Bible. And I understand why people are a little bit pushing back from that because we're supposed to have freedom of religion. Well, my friends, if your child has gotten one of these Bibles, these King James Bibles, first of all, I've done a deep dive into King James. You should not be reading the King James Bible.
No,
that is a satanic Bible. First of all, that is a satanic Bible. But this teacher got the Bible, he went to the back where in these Bibles they were putting the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. My friends, this is why you need to check what your kids are bringing home. Because the Constitution is not the Constitution. They had left things out, reworded things to teach children a wrong and the teachers are not being like, this is not the Constitution. Like, I'm not going to teach this to my kids. So isn't that interesting, Teymara, and we were saying before we started filming that these dark forces, I think they're throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks.
Yep.
And so these teachers are like, this is not the Constitution. Like, let me show you this is not our United States Constitution. This is a total.
Okay, this is great. So then what are they going to do with the Bibles?
I don't know. We'll see. It's a new thing. So I don't know if they'll just get rid of them. Teachers are going to refuse to teach it, like moral teachers or history teachers or government teachers are like, this is not, these government history teachers in the United States, American history teachers know the Constitution like the back of their hands because they teach it every single year. And they're like, nothing, this is not our Constitution. And they snuck it, Teymara, because it was the Declaration of Independence. And they use the King James Bible, which we know is the evil Bible that the Freemasons use. And then I think they're hoping that parents just won't read it. They'll just assume it's the Constitution.
No, ain't going to happen.
So it's kind of comical because the teachers are the ones that are like, this isn't the new.
Okay, so now that information, it's like, you guys would do it from there, but like writing to like Fox News, right, writing into them and let them know that it's the King James Bible and in it's not the real,
that's the real Constitution,
and get Fox News out there stating that and getting that out there.
Why are you teaching our children? Why are you indoctrinating our children? The Constitution that was in this Bible was one of like totalitarian like dictatorship. Like they took everything out about like not slavery being like the Emancipation Proclamation. They took all of that out of it so that slavery became an acceptable it was so obvious, New World Order, like it was so obvious, like they're trying another way in. Parents, if anybody watching from the United States, if your child has come home with that book, and you just assume it's just a Bible, I would really encourage you to also look through it,
Yep.
see what's in it.
Yep. Okay. So, anti-scale fencing arrived in Washington.
Anti-scale fencing so people can't climb.
Yep. And they said that it was on the 23rd of September. They're going, why is anti-scale fencing arriving in Washington? There's a whole lot of it that arrived. Like classic. Okay, now, many will fall in the fall. Now, I remember when I did the march up in Canberra, and I was on with Ricardo Bosi. And like back then, I was talking about the fall, right? Many are going to fall in the fall. And one woman said, what do you mean, like the fall? And I go, autumn in America,
Yeah,
right? The leaves actually fall from the trees.
That's what we call
like
fall,
they
you
do
guys.
here. Yeah, right. But we call it autumn, and over there they call it fall. So many will fall in the fall. Now this is Kim Clement, okay? The 22nd of the 9th is when it became the fall over there, okay? So from the 22nd of the 9th do you have it for 3 months? Does it go for 3 months?
It depends on where in the world you are. So no, in the South, we're still 90 degrees outside, even though it's technically fall. So
yeah.
As far as the leaves,
when does it become winter? What date? What date is the 21st of December? Okay, right. So we've got from the 22nd of the 9th to the 21st of the 12th. That is actually labelled fall. Yeah. And as he said, many will fall in the fall. So just don't be surprised about what's going to happen over those months. And this is the 22nd. Yeah, the 22nd is when this started. Okay, so we've done that with those. Now, there will be. Okay, now this is really, really interesting because there will be a woman that is going to rise up and schools will be free of all of the evil, like with the teaching and all of that, yeah? But it's when this woman rises up that this happens with all of the schools. And he says that others will say, we hated her, now we love her. So this is really, really interesting, because if I look at this, who is a woman in America that has been hated?
There's so many.
Let's just look at a woman who is a good woman, a really, really good woman, but she has been painted as like just in a really, really bad light, where they've ridiculed her, where they've given her like a really, really hard. I get Melania Trump.
Oh, okay, because Candace Owens just did a whole podcast about the school system like yesterday.
Yep.
But Melania, yeah.
Because really, it's like if you look at her from the time that, like people have just been
mean to her.
Horrid to her. Absolutely horrid. And she just keeps on going. She's like such a class act. That's like, she's amazing. So yeah, others will say we hated her, now we love her. And it's got to do with and it's about bringing the left and the right together.
Yeah.
And also about there only being one party. Yeah, that one party. But this woman is going to be playing some sort of a role in that. Yeah, and you've seen her in school. She's gone with like around children, right? So, and I think the more that it comes out in regard to, which is what it is that I want to cover in a minute, but what comes out more from Trump in regard to autism. Okay. Okay. So summer is going to be the start. Okay. So summer is going to be the start of the shakedown and the breaking up and all of these people starting to fall. So summer was actually the start of it. And God also is going to be uncovering great evil. And God said, I will shake the Democrats, but then I will shake the Republicans even more.
Yeah.
So, and then again says, many will fall in the fall. So we've got to be looking at these political parties and the Democrats, but then he's going to go for the Republicans. And then what was said, what I was told was, then there will be that one party. So it's about bringing these just one party. Okay. The left and right will actually merge together, but they will be of the same God energy, right? So those from the Democrats that are of the God energy and those of the Republicans of the God energy, they will come together. They will come
Already
together.
happening. We're seeing a lot of very prominent Democrats basically call out their own party for being goofy, like, because now these normal Democrats are being called conservatives because they're like, I'm just not goofy, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So something is coming up regarding the FBI. Something coming up regarding the FBI. Well, we've got this that's already happened with Comey, but obviously there's going to be more.
Well, people are not believing the FBI.
Okay. Something coming up regarding the FBI. Things are not what they seem, and things are not what was promised.
Yeah, and this is really getting hot and heated over here because people are calling out, they don't believe the FBI's narrative on the Charlie Kirk situation. And people are not being quiet about it. They're like, no, they're lying to us. Obviously, this is not this kid.
Yeah, it's not. No.
This kid.
Because also it's, well, what I felt that there was more than one. So we're looking at a JFK situation.
Yep.
And we've got like and like all of that bullshit. Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, one thing that I thought was like a bit humorous here in Australia, I actually looked at the newspaper the other day, and it had Back to the Future musical in Australia.
Yeah, it's been on Broadway for a while. Yeah, Back to the Future, the musical. Yeah. It's just
so when was it on Broadway?
I don't know when it opened on Broadway, but I follow a lot of Broadway on Instagram and TikTok, and the guy it's been here on Broadway for a while. I can look it up when it opened, but yeah, it's been in Broadway for a while now. Back to the Future, the musical. Okay, hold on a second. When debut? Let's see here. Oh, come on. Musical. Why is it not pulling up for me? Here we go. It debuted on February 20th of, February 20th of 2020.
Well, that's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Right
How
before
about
we
that?
went on lockdown. Right before.
Yep. Yep. And it's been running all the way through, and now it's here in Australia. So that's, well, that's getting people prepared for things, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now the Angel Network that were responsible for The Sound of Freedom, they've got a movie being launched, and it's on RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that'd be a really, really good movie. Every attempt to distinguish the light just makes it brighter. So you were just saying that before about with the Bible. Oh, sorry, right? You thought that you're going to get away from that, but guess what? We've got the light on this, and it's like, and that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen.
We've learned now to check everything. We've learned to check everything.
Everything. We check everything. We do not believe everything. And that's what I say to people. Go do your own research.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Go do your own research, but then a lot of people are lazy and they don't want to do the research. But that's fine, right? Just so long as you get your information from a pure source. Yeah, and then how do you know if it's a pure source?
I was about to say, yeah, I tell my channel that all the time because so many people, we know there's a lot of controlled opposition in our community, and so many people get information because of something somebody said on a YouTube or a Telegram channel. But y'all, that's no different than what our friends are doing when they get the information from the news and they don't check it.
Yeah.
You have to, I tell people all the time, Teymara, even my deep dives, I'm like, please don't take my word for it. Do your own research into this topic too. I don't want to be responsible for your belief system, so absolutely we have got to start double checking. And that's the thing about discernment, which we were talking about before you came on the show, or we hit record. Maybe this is a good time to kind of clarify this with our audience. I've noticed that when people's now, we're taught in a Christian society not to judge people. However, what's happening now is people are having gut instincts about things and they're being shamed for judging. And I have said in many comments, like, they're not the same thing. Like,
it's not judging. It's not judging. It's like, I have got a gut feeling. But the thing is, it's like the way that I have worked with my career, and it's like, and this is like 40 years now, is I look at my gut feeling as a communication or a warning from God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not judging a person. I just get a gut feeling of, I don't like this person.
Yeah.
Now, when that comes up, because we have been taught to be left-brained, which is not the way that we were made by God, that we were taught to be left-brained. So what happens when you get that gut feeling and you don't understand what it is, your left brain, the analytical side, will come in and argue. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. What do you mean you don't like them? You don't know them. They've done nothing to you. You're being judgmental. You're being critical. What a horrible person you are. Yada, 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 which then has you feeling bad and guilty, which then has you berate yourself, which then has you being overly nice to the person to try to make up for being such a horrible person and having the feelings about them in the first place. And then what happens? Lo and behold, that person does something. And you're left standing going, holy shit.
I was right. I knew something.
Oh my God. I had a feeling about that person. Why didn't I listen? Yep. And it's the same about boarding an aeroplane. It's the same about driving this way or driving that way. It's the same as being out at an event and you have a feeling, I want to go home, and everybody tries to talk you out of going home. yeah, and you stay and then you're miserable, or you go home and you have an accident in your car and going, oh my God, I had a feeling to go home.
And that's so not,
Right?
I think they've programmed us to do that so we don't listen to our gut instinct.
That's right.
Your gut instinct is there to protect you. I had a situation happen like a couple months back. I was on an early morning run. And I love running in the early morning hours because there's no one there. It's just you alone. And where I run, there's a lot of police patrol anyway, so I feel pretty safe. But I turned this corner and I saw this man walking towards me. Now, this man probably was just coming home from work or going to the bus stop for work. But my immediate instinct was like, turn around, go back to the other road. Like, you're a woman, he's a man, like, just be safe, turn around. But then as I was running back in the other direction, I started getting mad at myself because this man happened to be black. Now, the reason why I reacted to him was because he was a man. It had nothing to do with his skin color. It was just he was a man. And my immediate spidey senses were like, you don't want to be alone on a road with some man you don't know. Turn around, go back. You don't have any way of protecting yourself. And then I started feeling guilty that this guy was thinking I was racist when it really hadn't. So you see how they've done this to our heads to make us.
Absolutely.
I knew better. I just kept running. And I was like, hopefully that guy knows that I wouldn't give a shit what color his skin was. It was more about the fact that he was a man that freaked me out as a woman.
But the thing is, again, Bryce, I would look at that also in a different way, where it wasn't because he was a man. That was just an energy that said, turn around, run back the other way. Now, it may have been that if you had have continued on that path, that there may have been something that may have happened down the end of the road.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know. All we know is that we get a gut feeling of don't go there, or turn around, or
but the world has made us feel guilty for like casting judgment. And I just want to, because I've gotten so many comments about that, Teymara, of people trying to be angry because we cast judgment on Erica Kirk. No, I wasn't casting judgment. I was reacting to a physical reaction I had when my boyfriend said to turn the TV off. My instinct before he said that was to run. Like, I felt that need just to run, to get away. And that is different than petty judging someone. That is different than judging a working mom who's having to do all these jobs to support her kids. That's very, very different.
But like with a lot of like the guys that I actually follow, and I only have time to follow 2 of them, and but they were saying that you've got to try and separate yourself from the emotion.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that recently died of a heart attack. His name was Boone.
Well, that's
Boone
the yoga. That's what the yoga teachers teach you, to separate yourself from the emotion, observe the emotion. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And Boone Cutler, like, very, very interesting man. And I was like so disappointed that I haven't heard about him before, because I would have liked to have followed him. But anyway, let's get into this. So, published on the 18th of May of 2021 from the Pentagon. The Pentagon reported, sometimes my writing sometimes. Okay, the Pentagon reported running a secret army of 60,000 around the world. On the 17th of September, Boone Cutler announced, we are getting close to the 60K mark. And then it was like ... digital soldiers. So 60,000 digital soldiers. And he said on the 22nd, on the 17th of September, and that was like very close to when he actually passed. One thing that people may not be aware of, and this is what makes me so angry when you're dealing with the media, but we know who runs the media or who has run the media up until now, that people may not be aware that there are 26 veterans that commit every day in America. I mean, that is heartbreaking. and it's never out there. And Boone Cutler worked very, very close with veterans, very close, and I believe that he was actually a veteran himself. The Spirit of God will fall many in the fall. The Spirit of God will fall many in the fall. There it is again, guys. So then they're talking about world leaders that are slaves. So we've got Trump and the Patriots stopped our political leaders from communicating with the actual, which is why they all look like idiots with no direction. Okay, they stopped it.
Well, that matches what the Cassiopeians said, that some of these like Satanists, the Lizzies, the demons they worship haven't been in communication with them, so they don't know what to do.
They just don't, yeah. Yeah. So the world leaders are slaves. So the world leaders have all been slaves to a system, okay? So now all of this is just coming apart, which I think is amazing. Also, on the 18th of November in 2011, Trump actually purchased Truth Social.
Oh, that far back?
That far back, yep. Yep. And the news is fake. The war is real. Okay, so the news is fake. However, the war is real. And people, we are going to be hit with something. What it is, I do not know. But we are going to be hit with something worldwide. And whatever will be happening will be like worldwide on steroids.
Bring it on.
We're going to be hit with a doozy, and look, exactly, you know, it's called, it's like, I'm very tired. People that I talk to, everybody is tired, and it's like, you know, like, come on. And, you know, and I don't know if those, you know, people out there, if you have been just feeling that, like, over it.
Oh yeah, I've it's that burnt out feeling.
Yep.
It's just
Totally.
that burnt out feeling where it's just, I just don't even, well, and I think that's too, you know, I'm really hoping you guys, if you're watching this, we are going to be, if you're watching this from wherever you are in the world, you're hopefully watching this on YouTube. I was telling Teymara before we signed on, as I said yesterday, YouTube got into a lot of trouble for what we know they've been doing, which is interfering with people's channels, and I've been severely shadow banned myself. It looks like from my video yesterday that might be relenting because they got in trouble for that. They were told to reinstate channels that they had taken down. And so hopefully this is a good sign. I'm still just kind of nervous, but we're going to put this up on YouTube just to see. And, you know, I was thinking about it tomorrow, like the way that they've punished us subtly, it's been covert because the normies don't know, literally don't know we're being censored. And the fact that it affects our income, it affects our livelihood, it just affects so much that brings us down. It affects our mood and our self-worth. And the fact that hopefully, and I think that's part of that burnout feeling, like when you've been held down for so long just for speaking your opinion, and that's not supposed to happen. Now, I was telling Teymara, I hope to God this will domino effect out all over the world. So for people in Australia, England, Canada, because YouTube is an American company. Although this article only stated for the Americans for now, I think that's the first group they're looking at because we're protected under the umbrella of constitutional rights. Now, with that being said, you guys, I want to make it very clear, if YouTube or any private business, as a business owner myself here in Atlanta, my boyfriend and me, we can decline service whenever we want. So YouTube could come out one day and say, you know what, we're just going to do cooking YouTubes from now on. They're at right to do that as a private business.
Yep.
They can censor as a private business. However, it becomes a felony when they are caught colluding with the government to silence a group of people. That's when there's a problem.
Yeah, and that's what they've been
Colluding,
doing.
that's what
Yeah.
they were doing. If they weren't colluding, if they were just making their own rules for their business, there's nothing anybody could do about it, right? But the fact
Yeah.
that and so this has come out, and so fingers crossed. I'm going to put this on YouTube. We'll see if they're going to continue. They were told a while ago not to take down anybody else's channel, so what they do, they just shadow ban us like crazy.
That's right.
So hopefully we're seeing some resolution. Again, YouTube could decide to just terminate its contracts with the government and then just start making its own rules. And if that happens, there's still nothing we can do about that because they're a private enterprise company and they can do what they want.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I think it's going to be interesting to see who's. I know some people have already gotten their channels back. Their channels have popped back up again that were taken down back in 2020. So just be on the lookout for that, you guys, for people's channels popping back up that you thought were gone forever. The only
Yeah.
difference is if someone took their own channel down, it's not coming back because they took their own channel down. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at this because we do have celebration, but we're actually all standing ready, right? It's like you're ready to go to war, right? And you're all dressed up and you got everything that you need to go to war.
Your accessories.
But you're not going to war. You're just standing in your uniform. And you're standing and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. That's how we are feeling.
Yeah.
That's how we are feeling. And we are now tired of hanging around and waiting, right? Because, nearly everything. I am so very, very happy that Comey, right, Comey has happened. Right now, it's going to start to happen. It's going to start to happen, yeah? It's like things are going to be destroyed, right? Like destruction. Destruction's coming. The taking away of our old way of thinking to allow us to have our own thoughts. I mean, so many people that I talk to, and even the guys that I follow, like they've got tinnitus. I think that's how I don't know how you pronounce it over there.
Tinnitus?
It's like the ringing in the ear or humming.
Tinnitus. Yeah.
The humming in your head, right? This is something that's come with all of this. So I don't know. Well, we're looking at like our 5G towers because we know that the 5G towers have got absolutely nothing to do with our reception, nothing to do with our phones. Okay. So and that's caused that, which has been really, really hard on people, I'm seeing an uprising. All right, expect an uprising to happen. Lies are going to be exposed.
Good.
Yep, lies are going to be exposed. And I'm getting a lot of people are going to be well, the energy that I get, what they're saying to me is a lot of people are going to be taken off the planet. But it's not about humanity. It's not about us. It's about those who have deceived, right? They're all going. They're all going. And people, when they realize about the lies, the people are going to be up and they're going to be defending themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So, especially over there in America. All right. A lot of people as well are just going to be like turning their backs and they're off. They're off in an entirely new direction with a lot of determination. Okay, a lot of determination is going to be connected with that. But at the same time, guys, please, whatever you do not act on impulse.
Right.
It's like whatever it is that you're going to do, just make sure that you're doing it in the right way for you and a way that's going to create a positive outcome. Yeah, like that's very, very important.
No
Very.
vigilante stuff.
No. Now we do have as well, and this is for every parent, but especially for parents that have got autistic children. Okay, and those that are thinking of having their babies. Okay, like really important. It's a show on News Treason on Rumble, NEWSTREASON. It was the D-Class, DECLAS show, and it was about Autism Spotlight. It was like the most amazing. These are the guys I actually follow, Dave from News Treason and Joe Rambo on Rambo and Friends. Yeah, FRENS. Those guys, the work that they do. But another thing, it's like that just blew me like out of the water was Trump and Melania at the UN.
And today's video is sponsored by a small online business that is female run called Fusion Body Studio. This is your at-home fitness boutique. Like seriously, guys, anything that you could ever want is here on Fusion Body Studio, especially for those of you who are maybe a little bit shy about going to the gym or going to a yoga studio. You can do all of this stuff in the comfort of your own home with a bunch of master teachers, including myself. So there are two prices for Fusion Body Studio. For those of you who just want the opportunity to have an exercise platform at home and nothing else, it's only $25 a month, which is literally the price of a yoga drop-in. If you want a little bit more, like you want to do the workshops and have more of a deeper understanding into movements as a whole, it's $40 a month because then you get the workshops too on top of the exercises. Still super cheap. And on top of that, if you use my name, Brice20, all caps, BRIC20 at checkout, you get an additional 20% off your first 6 months. You can't go wrong with that. That's literally like the price of like 1 cup of fancy coffee for the whole month, right? Like 1 cup of fancy coffee will pay for like the whole month for you to have unlimited access to this fitness boutique. So again, if you're interested in joining, use Brice20 at checkout. On top of that, my friends, you also get the first 7 days for free to try it out. So we hope to see you over on Fusion Body Studio. And with that being said, let's get back to the show.
Now, if you haven't seen it yet, please do yourselves a favor. Please watch it. So they go into the building and all of the escalators are working, okay?
Oh,
and
I saw.
People are on the escalators going up. Trump and Melania, they go to take a step on the escalator stops. So then what do? They just walk up. Yep. They walk up there, yeah. So then he gets to do his speech to them all. So the teleprompter stops working. So he just smiles, okay?
It just shoots off the cuss.
But this is not a bad thing that the teleprompter is actually that it is not working, because that gives people to actually do a speech that comes from their heart.
Yep.
The person is speaking from their heart. Well, did he let them have it? Oh my God. It was the Christmas pudding with a whole lot of coins inside of it, with brandy sauce, custard with some cream daub on the top. I mean, it was a serving.
I haven't seen it yet, you guys. I've seen the clip of the escalator because we were traveling. I have not seen it yet, so I can't wait to go back and watch it.
Oh, Bryce, you are just going to just love it. And he basically told them that if they don't stop this with their open borders, that their countries are going to go to hell in a, in a handbasket is what I would say. But yeah, that your company would actually, your countries are going to go to hell.
Yeah.
They're going to go to hell. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. And I know somebody said about the funding, this is not me being arrogant at all. It's just facts. Like if America falls, the world falls. And if he's going to pull back funding to other countries, then they're screwed. So they can't bite the hand that feeds them. He's not a part of their club. And so go ahead, leave your borders open, but we're not going to help you. And
that's right.
The people are going to turn on their leaders for doing this to them. America's not going to come in and help.
That's right.
Made this mess. You clean it up. You pay the consequences.
Yep. Oh yeah. And then Netanyahu, how do you pronounce his name? I just call him. Yeah, like can't stand it. I don't even want to know how to pronounce his name. But he got up and he spoke, and have a guess what happened with all of the delegates?
Round of applause.
No, they got up and walked out.
Oh, good. Yeah, I can't stand. I know people, this might trigger some people, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was watching a clip with him on the news because people are suspicious about his intelligence being behind Charlie Kirk's, and somebody asked him in the news, like, what is your response to this? Do you know what he did, Teymara? It was the most crooked, narcissistic thing. He went back to the Holocaust and basically shamed the reporter for asking a Jewish man if he had anything to do with hurting another human being.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding? Yes, the Holocaust was awful, terrible. However, it doesn't exclude you from being held accountable for doing bad things.
Yeah. That's
and there's a reason why people are suspicious of the government, not the people of Israel. The people of Israel, just like us, we love them.
The government. It's the government. Yeah. And I'm thinking, and this is why, I'm really, really looking forward to the fact that they've said, Israel, we're saving Israel to last.
Yes. I think that they are the intelligence. I'm kind of scared to say the M word still on YouTube. I'm a little scared to say it, but their intelligence agency is behind so much. And I think they've been able to get away with a lot because in the Judeo-Christian society, we're taught that they're God's chosen people. Well, again, I'm not talking about the average Jewish person. I want every human on this planet, from Israel to Palestine to Australia to America, to have prosperous, beautiful lives. I want every human to have that.
Absolutely. But because it's our God-given right.
Yes. Yes, God-given right. That's literally the Declaration of Independence to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You were given certain inalienable rights by your Creator to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I want that for every person on this planet. The average person is not malicious, doesn't want to hurt other people. It's these governments that are nasty. And I'm seeing, you talked about religions falling. I want to push back a little bit because the God of light, the real God, we're all His chosen people. All of us are equal in God's love, you know? And so I want people to be careful with their programming to defend a government, not a people, to defend the people like crazy. We should all be each other's defenders and protectors, all of us. But the government should be held accountable for things that they have done. And the fact that Netanyahu went there it doesn't shock me, I guess, on a news program, that you can't accuse me of doing these terrible things because of what are you talking about? Like,
but the thing is also, Bryce, is that as soon as that came out, he was there and he was being interviewed. And it's like, if you're not guilty,
why are you returning to the scene of the crime?
If you're not guilty, why even do that? Because if you're not
Get
guilty,
your
you're not
popcorn.
guilty.
Because Candace Owens has been doing that girl can research, and she has been doing some crazy deep dives into things she knew about Charlie, about him not wanting to support the government, thinking that America should be first and that we should not be. We just sent like 600 billion or something to Israel. Like we should worry about the Americans first. You know, religiously, you can support that for your religious purposes if you want, but when it comes to politics, we should be taking care of our own first. We should not be in bed with other intelligence agencies that are known to do horrible things. And two things can be true. The Holocaust was horrible. It should have never happened. But also what this intelligent agency has done is also horrible and should have never happened. You know, and that I was like, God, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, he really expects people to not question him because of something that happened almost now. We're almost at 100-year mark.
Yep. So autism, thank God he spoke out.
Yeah.
Have you heard him? Have you heard what he said?
About the Tylenol thing, again, we were out of town for a while, but I know that RFK is talking a lot about Tylenol.
Well, I think the thing is what is in Tylenol. So they give to the child, and then they go, if the child has a fever, you give them Tylenol. And what that does, the body is going into a fevered state in order to get rid of the shit that they have just injected into this baby. And when they stop that from happening, then it means that it then affects the brain, and the brain becomes like inflamed. They get inflammation. But if they don't do that, if they take the Tylenol away, they don't give it, then the baby's body, the system, will automatically like poo it out or wee it out or vomit it up or whatever. I just want parents like you, and this is the thing. You know my whole attitude about programming. I mean, I've been teaching it to people since 1991. That the doctors are doing this. The doctors, like, and a lot of the doctors, I don't blame them because it's their programming. So they get so programmed, and then they will go and they think that they're doing right.
Yeah.
But then we have the doctors that get paid a whole lot of money.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, give me a break. Anyway, so talking about everything else, like that show that the guys did, absolutely brilliant. Everything that they spoke about, and they also covered like Trump and Trump with the UN, like all of that is on that show, which is great. But also with ourselves, we have got to make sure that we are detoxing ourselves as well. So or everybody that had written in and wanted some at the centre, they got all of their stock in, so they're now stocked up to the hilt. So if people just want that, just to email me, and I'm just at the office at Teymara, TEYMARA.com, the office, THEOFFICE, and then I will send that through. But we're still, they're doing great work, great guns with the protocol for the autistic kids here, here in Melbourne. So, and it's just, the kids are just like, it's amazing. It's amazing. And looking at more because there are some really, really great and amazing products that are available in America right now for autistic children that have got the kids, they're taking it and the kids are actually talking. They're starting to talk.
Jenny
Yeah.
McCarthy said this a long time ago, you guys. Remember Jenny McCarthy? She was writing books about it. She got her kid. And I remember her on a talk show saying that her son at one point said, "Hey, mom, remember when I couldn't talk? That was hard." Like, he remembered being stuck in that mindset. And she's so
Yeah.
fair play to Jenny McCarthy for like really being the forerunner on this.
But Bryce, they gave her hell.
Hell, they gave her so much hell, and she
Oh,
refused to give up her fight for her child, what a mother will do for her child. And I want to say something that's really weird to me tomorrow. I think more programming is coming in the truth of the world. You got to be aware of this, guys. The Cassiopeians have stated that autism is an invention by the Lizzies. They've done
yeah,
this to us to create these mental illnesses. Now we see a bunch of truthers saying, oh no, autistic kids are star seeds. They're special. Every child, the Cassiopeians have been very clear about this. We're all star seeds. None of us are actually from this earth. We're all star seeds. So, and if you think that there's a human being that's more special than another human being, that is of the darkness. And the
that's
light,
right.
the social memory complex, we all have different jobs to do,
Right.
but we're all equal. And so
Yeah.
I would beg these mothers, please help your child.
Yep.
Please help your child. It's
Don't believe the programming.
programming to get you to stop helping your child.
People get so caught up in the, like in the programming, because they've done such an evil, horrible job on all of us, on
Yes.
all of us. And I think this is why I've been so passionate, like especially for the past 33 years, around all of, deprogramming people at that
Yes.
deep subconscious level of everything, of getting rid of their traumas, like the whole lot. And I told you just before the show today, like I'm working with like the worst case of I have experienced in my 33 years of doing this work. I mean, it's like, and this beautiful, she's a woman now, she's nearly 50. She's nearly 50, and this happened from the age of 6 until she was 12.
Jeez.
But it's just like amazing. And she is now driving. She drives herself to come to her sessions with me. Prior to that, she wouldn't drive. And I said, why? Why won't you drive? And she said, because of all of the accidents that I had. And I went, oh, okay. So, like, did you have problems with driving? She said, no, I just didn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
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 So,
Healing is
and
possible. That healing is possible for everyone.
everyone,
Yeah. It's
everyone, on
possible.
everything that people have been through, you have got the healing.
Yeah.
Everything that you have taken that has created problems, it's like there is the healing there. And it was interesting, because I went and picked up my grandson the other day, and they're getting ready to move. His dad, stepmother, and then they're going to be moving. And he said, oh, we're cleaning out the garage, so a lot of my daughter's stuff is still there, because that's where she lived. Yeah. And he said, oh, I found this, Nan. And it was a plastic, cover with photographs. And he said, it's like, this is mummy's. He said, I think that's my sister. Yeah, there's photographs of my sister. And I opened it, and I just burst into tears. And I went, oh, Cooper. I said, she was the most beautiful little baby. I said, she was amazing. She was just beautiful, hun. And this is why I say to people, don't talk to me about, excuse my language, don't talk to me about fucking SIDS. Don't dare talk to me about SIDS. My granddaughter, that's what they labelled it. And I'm telling you now, it was her 6 month, that baby.
Yeah. I believe
And
it.
if I knew the doctor that had actually administered that into my granddaughter, it's like I would fucking kill him.
Yeah, I absolutely believe it. I've been upset about most of my family did not take take it this past one for the lockdown, but a lot of my boyfriend's family did. And when that happened, especially with his father has heart issues, I know he was like, I could absolutely like kill that guy. Like that doc, like why did you tell, as a doctor, this is going to hurt his heart even worse. Like,
That's
why are
right.
you doing this? And
Right.
and
That's right.
I really applaud the doctors who did not go down
Yep.
that path and did not,
Yep.
you
And
know,
they did a tough freaking journey.
yeah,
They did a really, really tough journey. But
absolutely.
I had something happen the other day, and I just went, oh my God, because I was connected to a lot of women, yeah, before COVID. Great women, like really, really great women out there and doing, and just beautiful women. And the amount of them that went and had and they didn't have to have it. They didn't need it for their work. They did it for social reasons. They did it for traveling. And I had to pull away from all of them because I tried to warn them,
Yeah.
like, don't do it, right? Like,
Do
and
the research what's in
no,
this.
yeah, yeah, no, they didn't listen. And I thought, and one of the reasons I pulled away from them was because I thought, I don't want them to die.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm around them and they start having all of these symptoms and they die, it's like, oh my God, it's like, I won't be able to cope with it. I just won't be able to cope with it. So anyway, but those that basically were in a position where they had their backs up against the wall, where they would lose their home, they would lose absolutely everything, they wouldn't be able to feed their children. Yeah, it's like they're the ones that my heart broke for.
And I want to
Uh,
remind you guys, if you're one of those people, your
um,
provider, your employer broke Nuremberg Code. That's crimes against
that's
humanity.
right.
That is the
That's
first part of
right.
Nuremberg Code. And so do not, justice should be paid for this. There was the Nuremberg trials and Nuremberg Code created for a reason. And
Yep.
that is literal crimes against humanity to force somebody to take an experimental drug
Mm-hmm.
or lose their job. Nuremberg Code says you can't do that. And if you do that, you are going to be charged with crimes against humanity. And
So,
so,
you can just imagine what's going to be happening. But the thing that happened is I actually got a text message from one of the girls the other day, and she said, Teymara, you were right. You were
having
right.
problems.
Right. And thank God she only had one.
Yeah.
And she got very, very sick.
Yeah.
She got very sick. But, she's her mum, and her mum's got heart. Her mum had it, and her mum's got heart problems. And so, but it's like, but I said to Erica, she said, how do you feel? And I went, sad.
Yeah. It's the hardest
It's
I
like,
told you so ever.
Teymara, you were right. You were
It's the
right.
hardest I told you so ever, ever. Yeah. But if there's a will, your body is amazing, it can detox if you allow it. Um,
Absolutely.
it can detox. That's what your body's supposed to do. That's how God created your immune system, to detox, to burn up stuff that's hurting you. So there's always a way to
I'm sure that, that Trump and all of the team, that as soon as all of this is all done, there will be everything that they've actually kept from us to have for us to have the most amazing health. And there will be things that we will be able to take and do if you have had it, that it will actually clear it from out of your system.
Yeah. It's the diabolical stuff. We were watching something last night about what they want to do with the sun, and it was just like I had to turn it off because I was like, this is maniacal. Like these people need to like face their karma. They need to face their karma because this is absolutely maniacal. And sadly, I think too what did with some people was it took their humanity from them. A guy posted
Yeah,
a story about how people have actually, their personalities have changed since taking
they
it from
have.
everyone, but some
Yeah.
people have like lost their soul.
Yep.
By taking this, they were actually selling their soul to
Yep.
Satan, basically. Um, and you can see that like somebody did this whole research over the Charlie Kirk situation and all the people celebrating.
Yep.
Every single one of them had
That's right.
multiple. And so
That's right. Yeah.
people's humanities, it's not just the health, it's the actual soul that's being affected by this whatever was. I mean, we watched back when it came out, we were watching stuff on like the particles moving inside of it. And I'll tell you something interesting. One of our students at our shala is an attorney. And right when that stuff came out, like obviously we never required our students to, we never even talked about it. Like we're never going to ask, obviously. But one of our students was talking to Todd about it after class, and Todd was giving his opinions. And our student was like, as an attorney, I know how long it takes to get certain things approved through the courts.
Right. Yep.
And I'm suspicious because this should not be out. It should take another 10 years before this thing.
That's right.
Why is it being pushed out when? So he's like, so this, and you could argue that they've been working on it for a while, but the thing is this guy was using his critical thinking skills. His gut reaction was like, I know law. I know how the law works. And this is not meeting the regulations for the United States for new. And so therefore, I'm not going to get this because there's something legally isn't right about this.
Yep.
So
yeah,
your gut tells you in different ways.
But the thing is, as you and I have said over and over again, that if you can get a person into fear, you got them.
They'll do whatever
you got them. Yep. If you got
I've never seen so many people afraid of the cold in my life.
Yep.
The common cold.
Common cold. Yeah, I know.
Cold. So,
I know. Yeah.
Well, Teymara, I know it's getting late.
All right. Okay. So, love you. Love you. And Gorgeous Barton is refreshing my website. So guys, give it a week and have a look. And he's brilliant, that kid. Honestly, he's amazing. So he's going to streamline it, and he's going to make it just a lot easier to navigate your way around. And because I'm now streamlining all of my work, it's like I'm not like out there doing seminars here, there, and everywhere. I'm just, and as I've said to you before, people have gone, no, I want to do one-on-one work with you. I want to get rid of this stuff now.
Yeah, people are fed up. Yeah, healing is yours. Well, that's amazing. Guys, I'll put all Teymara's links down in the description box below. And as you guys know, over on Fusion Body Studio, we do have a tab where we have all of Teymara's astrological updates, her forecast every month. We always put that up over on Fusion Body Studio as well.
You do the weekly?
No, just from you and me. I mean, if you want to send us the weekly, you can. We'll be happy to put it up. But I just usually send Paula over what you and I do each month to put it on Fusion Body too.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. Yeah. So people, you just get my weekly from just Rumble.
Yeah, I'll put that link below, you guys. Yeah. And also, one thing before I forget, we know, speaking of healing your body, we know that weight loss is a struggle for a lot of people because we have been taught completely wrong about nutrition and exercise. We are going to be doing a live class this Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. What's the date? The 28th at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So it's my time, 4 p.m. New York time, over on Fusion Body Studio, where I'm going to be talking people through what different exercises do for your body. Like if you want to lose weight, cardio probably isn't the best, even though we were programmed in the 80s and 90s to think we had to go run a bunch of miles.
Here we go.
People are having a hard time with that. Cardio is just going to make you more swollen. So cardio is great for your heart health, but as far as like weight loss, I'm going to do a live class where we're going to talk about the different exercises so that you start to relearn how to treat your body, how to read your body, different foods, all that kind of stuff. So if that's something that you have questions about, because we know that weight loss is a struggle for people, and I want to make sure people are doing it in a healthy way where they learn how to nourish their body and heal their body at the same time, and heal and feel not just skinnier, but healthier and more lively. We do have a 7-day free trial. So if you want to join that class, it's going to be over on Fusion Body Studio. But if you join, you get 7 days for free. And seeing that this is right before the eve of this class, you would be able to come and join it if that's something you want. So I wanted to put that out there too.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. It's
those people that have got eating disorders.
Yes.
Right?
We'll cover that as well.
If you are an emotional eater, I've got the program that helped me lose all of my weight and get rid of my emotional eating.
I'll show you. I'm going to make a note to show that to us when we're in the class too. Absolutely. I'm going to write that down right now so I remember to show it at the class on Sunday.
That's on. They can actually download that from my website.
Yeah, I'll pull the website up for people so they can see it.
Yeah. So they get that, and then they also get a one-on-one session with me on Zoom.
Perfect.
To do with it as well, so, before they start doing it,
So we're going to try to help you guys, like, take your power back. I think they have done such a brilliant job, really, these evil people, of really scrambling our minds when it comes to food and it comes to exercise. And so part of my job is to kind of help people, even if you don't want to lose weight and you want to learn the healthy approach to exercise. This will be a great class too, because I'm going to explain to you the alchemy of movement, what happens in the body from a physical perspective and a spiritual perspective when we're looking at the physical and the cortisol levels and adrenals, and like also the energetic pathway, so that you can actually nurture your body with exercise instead of utterly destroy it.
Torturing it.
Yeah.
Torturing it.
No, we want you to nurture your body. And so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm excited about this class. I think that hopefully this will be helpful for a lot of people, because I'm so sick of this freaking like programming that people, that have just made people hate their bodies when.
But I think the thing that's really, really interesting is that BVO that they put in America, they put it into drinks, soft drinks, they put it into the food, everything. It actually creates a very, very hard layer of fat all over your body, and you cannot lose it until you stop eating and drinking foods that have got BVO in them. Yeah. Like that for me, I was just furious when I learned that. Absolutely furious.
My sister makes her own bread, so. Actually, Julie, we have a new person on Fusion Body. She sent us some videos, guys. Speaking of Teymara, we have a chef now that is a truther. She's awake, and we're going to be doing a lifestyle playlist where she's going to show different easy to make recipes for people. Right. So, Julia, we still have it. I'm sorry, girl, we haven't put it up yet. I'm sure you're watching. But I've got all the footage to put up for her first video. So that's coming to Fusion Body Studio. We've already got the first video. We just have to edit it. We are going to have a lifestyle playlist with recipes to help mitigate some of the foods we find in our grocery stores, to help you learn how to cook at home and in an easy way. Yep. So
cool. So all right, well, I love you, and we will, no doubt, we will talk.
Absolutely, you guys. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Cross October, containing a September.
Love to you all. Love to you all. And you'll see me. You can hear me every week. I do the weekly overview, just to support people through the week. And thank you for all of your amazing feedback. They email me and I always respond. Everybody that emails, that puts a comment up, I always respond to them. Yeah. So, we're all here, as Bryce once said to me, we're all here holding each other's hand, walking us all back home.
We're all just walking each other home. Yes, absolutely. That's what we're doing. So anyway, well, I love you. Love to all the Australians and everyone from all over the world. Remember, we support the people of the world. The governments we're not so proud of, but the people we absolutely support and will fight for, because humanity is worth saving. So, all right, everybody. Love you all.
See you all, guys.